Welcome to the now annual Shortie Spectacular meeting organised by the Severn Valley Club on the site of the first round of the British Masters 1994. Unfortunately, the weather is against us today. It's bitterly cold, but I do believe the forecast is for brighter weather this afternoon. We're here in South Shropshire, in sight of the Brownclea Hill. Beautiful setting, but as I say, unfortunately, the weather not at its best at the moment. Looking forward to this afternoon. In the solo class should be superb racing with the likes of Tony Atkin, John Jeffries, Gerald Short, Steve Bishop, Paul Fry, Jason Handley, Mark Seabright, Colin Earl, and in the lightweights, the 250s, of course, Graham Thomas and Mark Wadsworth. Pre-75 this afternoon, likely to be dominated probably by John Priest and Cyril Jones. In the 1,000 chairs, an equally impressive lineup with Steve Smith and Keith Wall, Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams probably heading the field. And in the 500 sidecar class, the current champions Kevin Leide and Dick Oldroyd, Brian Palmer and Lester Goodwin, and former Masters champion, now on a 500, Richard Piggott and Simon King. So providing the weather clears up, I think we're going to have a super day's racing, and just hope that a few more people turn up. A little short of spectators at the moment. So Shortie Spectacular 1994, I'm looking forward to it, I'm sure you are. The format today, if you've read the front of your programme, the format, any race format printed in the programme will supersede anything put on regs. The format is that the solo classes will have 3 point scoring rides each. At the end of the point scoring rides, the top 8 will go to the final, and the final's a straight race. So, the first race on your programme is for 500 solos, Heat 1. So we've got Alan Bagshaw, Gary O'Hare, Mike Dowling, Tony Stott, Steve Daw, Tony Atkin, Trevor Eden, Andy Parker, John Underwood, but as they go past us for the first time, it was Tony Atkin alongside Tony Atkin, Steve Daw, and Atkin, the former British 350 champion, leads down the back straight. Steve Daw there in second place, and Steve Daw pressurising Tony as they go in the bottom turn. But Atkin it is, leading off the bottom bend by about 10-15 metres from Daw there in second place. Through into third place comes Andy Parker. Through third behind Andy Parker with John Underwood. Down the back straight, the leading two, pulling away a little bit. But it's Atkin still leading by about the same margin as he was on the first. Oh, and Steve Daw goes in a horrendous end over end. High-sided on the bottom turn, but he gets up and walks away. He's a tough lad, is Steve Daw. And we got a red flag, the race is stopped. And, well, we'd only completed 2 laps, so I'm sure the clerk of the course's decision will be to rerun that one. Bishop, quite subdued in that one, or I say subdued. He had a bad start, did Steve Bishop, and when the race was stopped, I think he was up to about 5th place, but certainly if Steve Bishop gets a better start, I'd expect to see him up front with Tony Atkin, of course. We're all lined up, ready to go again for race 1. I hope we don't get too many of these stoppages because we've got 45 races to get through today. Tony Atkin it is who leads. Anyway, as they go off the line, close behind him there with Gary O'Hare. Gary O'Hare, Steve Bishop back in the pack. So it's Gary O'Hare leading the pack, and Gary O'Hare making a little bit of, I was going to say making a little bit of an impression on Tony Atkin, but having said that, Tony pulls away rapidly off the bottom turn, so it's Atkin. Gary O'Hare there in second place. In third place. What about 6th place as they go down the back straight for the second time, and Tony Atkin pulling away from second place man. That second place man is still Gary O'Hare, and Gary goes up the tank as he comes off the bottom turn, and I think he's lost all the drive, and Gary goes out, and whenever he pulled his back wheel, I think he's really well to hold on to that because a hectic moment that was. So Tony Atkin really out on his own now. Alan Bagshaw goes out on the bottom turn as well, so Tony Atkin leads by the proverbial mile off the bottom turn. In second place, it is still Mike Dowling, number 282, and Steve Bishop, number 34, on the third place. John Underwood. nice great change of order, because Steve Bishop goes through on the inside of Mike Downing to take up second, but as we look across, Tony Atkin comes home to take the checkered flag, a super scrap for second. Bishop gets it, Downing is third. In fourth place, number 77, John Underwood, and behind John Underwood was 419 Dave Perry, and behind Dave Perry was Tony Stark. A win for number 10, Tony Atkin. In second place, number 34, Steve Bishop. In third place, number 282, Mike Dowling. In fourth place, number 77, John Underwood. Fifth place, 419, Dave Perry. In sixth place, number 182, Tony Stark. And in seventh place, number 19, Trevor Eden. Those numbers again: 10, 34, 282, 77, 419, 182 and 19. The time 1:33.24. 1:33.24. Right, race 2, nice and easy, goes as shown in the programme. So we got Mike Webster, David Rimmer, Andy Rimmer, Richard Empson, Mark Taylor, Colin Earl, Stuart Woodall, Paul Fry, Gavin Ford, Phil Ashcroft, Mark Seabright, Simon Giddins. A mixed bunch there. Who's going to win it? Paul Fry maybe, Colin Earl maybe. Don't discount Phil Ashcroft or Mark Seabright or Simon Giddins. Mark Seabright, of course, runner-up in the British 350 Championship in 1994. But if I was a betting man, I think I'd have to go for Colin or Paul. Right, race 2. I'm probably going to be proved wrong, but we shall see. Well, the man in trouble pushing across the track on the bottom bend is Richard Empson. And Mark Seabright just riding along in front of the paddock. Red flag's still up. I'm sure Ron Doughty is counting the 2 minutes. Well, Richard Empson drops the bike on the floor and walks away, and well, looks as though he's going to be a non-starter. Mark Seabright just looking at what's going on, and Mark Seabright going back to rejoin the pack. Once the red flag goes down, it's all go. Right, they're on the starter's orders. The man on the start today, I'm sure will have no messing, because none other than Arthur Browning. Right, Fry, Seabright, and Simon Giddins. So, Paul Fry already pulling away. Mark Seabright there in second place. Simon Giddins up there as well. Colin Earl now up in the third place, but Colin Earl's got a lot to do if he's going to get with the leading pair. Paul Fry it is then off the bend with Seabright in second place. Colin Earl battling away in fourth place. In front of him though is Mark Taylor. And Colin Earl in trouble. Colin goes down on the top turn. So that, to all intents and purposes, is the end of his 500 racing today. Although he may, just may, and Mark Seabright out. So already two of the front runners out. Mark Seabright out on the left turn. Colin Earl out on the top turn, which means that we've got Mark Taylor now chasing Paul Fry, but a long way back. Paul Fry then leading by something like 50, 60 metres as they go into the final lap. We're in second place, Mark Taylor, number 170. Behind Mark Taylor, 179, Simon Giddins. And behind Simon Giddins, number 8, Phil Ashcroft. Behind Phil Ashcroft, number 17, Gavin Ford. Leading Paul Fry in a different race. Quarter of a lap in front at least. Takes the checkered flag. Convincing win for number 55, Paul Fry. In second place, it's going to be number 170, no, it's not. It's going to be number 179, Simon Giddins, who rides around the outside of Mark Taylor to take second. Mark Taylor finishes third, Phil Ashcroft fourth, Gavin Ford fifth, and in sixth place was Andy Rimmer. A win for number 55, Paul Fry, followed by 179, Simon Giddins, 170, Mark Taylor. In fourth place, number 8, Phil Ashcroft, followed by 70, Gavin Ford, 86, Andy Rimmer, 16, Dave Rimmer. In 8th place, number 87, Stuart Woodall. 9th, 761, Mike Webster. And just 9 finishers in a time of 1:33.12. 1:33.12. So Paul Fry just 1/10 of a second quicker than Tony Atkin's winning ride in race 1. Right, we move on to race 3. Non-starters are 471, Dave Harding, 11, Rob Fortune, and number 5, John Priest. 2 additions, 65, Ian Parsons, and number 6, Robbie Fuller. So they join Jason Handley, John Sims, and all the rest. But as they go past us for the first time, in front, and as they go down the back straight, it's still Dean Garton and in front. So the Cornishman leading, but coming under pressure off the bend, but it's still Garton leading by a whisker from now in 2nd place, number 4, Peter Lloyd. And chased by John Jeffries. So the youngster there in 3rd place, John Jeffries, really has been showing great form this season. Gets it locked up a little bit on the bottom turn, but still they're in contention. But Peter Lloyd really put in Dean Garton under pressure. In 2nd place, still there with Jeffries in 3rd place. But it's still anybody's race, a lap and a bit to go, and it's Dean Garton, Peter Lloyd, and John Jeffries. That's the 1, 2, 3. Jason Handley in 4th place. Has a moment on the bottom turn, but he gets away with it. And Jason Handley really not out of it yet, still there in 4th. And in 5th place, John Sims. Down the back straight, all the pay for. Dean Garton leads then. And up into 2nd place has come John Jeffries, and as they come off the bend, it's going to be a win for Dean Garton with Jeffries in 2nd. 3rd place goes to Peter Lloyd, 4th place to Jason Handley, and in 5th place John Sims. Behind John Sims, number 2, big mate of John Sims, number 2, Nigel Newman. And behind Nigel Newman was Rob Worthing. Then a win for 716, Dean Garton. In 2nd place, number 14, John Jeffries. 3rd, number 4, Peter Lloyd. Followed by number 91, Jason Handley. Number 68, John Sims. Number 2, Nigel Newman. Number 477, Rob Worthing. And in 8th place was number 45, Sean Bickley. Those numbers again: 716, 14, 4, 91, 68, number 2, 477 and 45. The time 1:38.8, 1:38.8, about 5 seconds slower than the other 2 heats. Right, we move on to 500 sidecars, event 5, race 4, 2 non-starters, Mark Stubberfield, number 9, and number 67, Dave Carter. So we've got P. Rowlands, number 886, 71 Brian Palmer, and 22 Gary Lloyd, and 49 Brian Canning. So Gary Lloyd into 500 sidecars for the first time this season. Pete Rowlands, former solo rider, of course, brother of Jim Rowlands from Oswestry Street. 71 Brian Palmer. Raz in the game, needs no introduction, of course, 93 British champion. And Brian Canning, another former solo rider, of course, who really has been going great. Cheers. He made the change about 3 seasons ago. Well, down the back straight, it's Raz leading, with Gary Lloyd there in 2nd place, Brian Canning off the pace a little bit in 3rd, but knowing Brian, I'm sure he'll soon be up with the leading 2, and Pete Rowlands at the back at the moment. Nothing else with Phil Rowlands' chair. About 886. Down the back straight then, the order still the same. Well, the order's still very much the same as they go into the last lap, leading by some 40-50 metres. Number 71, Brian Palmer, today passenged by Lester Goodwin. Brian, of course, tagging him, and he is leading Gary Leide, Dave Higgins, the Midland Centre crew, who are being chased into the last turn by the other Midland Centre crew in the race, number 49, Brian Canning, and Colin Lewis. So Palmer wins, Leide second, Canning third, and Pete and Phil Rowlands are going to come home in fourth place. So race 5, the official result, a win for number 71, Brian Palmer and Lester Goodwin. In second place, number 22, Gary Leide and Dave Higgins. In third place, number 49, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. And in fourth place, number 886, Pete Rowlands and Phil Rowlands. The time, 1 minute 50.47, 1 minute 50.47. Six on the line, pretty even break. Kevin Leide makes a good start, so does Jimmy Rowlands, and Kevin Leide really, it's Sam, it's there, and also a super start. They go into first game, they're all bunched up together, but it's Kevin Leide round the outside. In second place, it's Piggott, I think, as they go down the back straight. In third place, Rowlands. That's the 1, 2, 3, but Sid Piggott comes through on the inside to challenge Kevin Leide for the lead, but it's Kevin Leide leading, Sid Piggott in second place, Jim Rowlands in third, then Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. And we've got Chris Thornbury and Jim Rowlands. So, again, Richard Piggott challenging hard going into the bottom turn. But Kevin Leide and Dick Oldroyd still with the lead. Sid Piggott still there in second. Jim Rowlands in third. Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan, then Jerry Squirrel and tailed off a little bit at the moment. So the leading 5 just about holding station as they go down the back straight, but again into the bottom turn. Richard Piggott goes in hard, throws it sideways, makes up a couple of yards on Kevin Leide, but Kevin Leide having none of it. Richard Piggott very tight on the flags on the bottom turn. As they go into the last lap, the order is still the same, except Jerry Squirrel and Grace Hagan in fourth place. But Kevin Leide and Dick Oldroyd, they've been in this game a long time, and I would be very, very surprised if they slip up now. They go into the last turn with about a 20-metre lead. Kevin Leide and Dick Oldroyd come off the bend. They're going to win it. In second place, Richard Piggott and Simon King. Third place to Jim Rowlands and Mark Griffiths. Fourth place to Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. Fifth place to Jerry Squirrel and Derek Page. And sixth place to Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Place 5, a win for number 7 then, Kevin Leide and Dick Oldroyd. In second place, number 92, Richard Piggott and Simon King. In third place, number 887, Jim Rowlands and Mark Griffiths. In fourth place, number 78, Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. In fifth place, number 34, Jerry Squirrel and Derek Page. And in sixth place, number 418, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Those numbers again, 7, 92, 887, 78, 34 and 418. The time, 151.43, 151.43, which surprisingly is a second slower than Brian Palmer's winning time. Right, 350s. I've had a message through that we got Wayne Broadhurst in this one, and looking across to my left, we have indeed. So forget what I said about Wayne Broadhurst being non-starter in race 6. The only non-starter that I know of is 37 Alan Bikeshaw. So we got Graham Thomas out on the Challenger 350. That should be interesting. But Broadhurst it is who goes to the front. Coming up the If they go down the back straight, it's Broadhurst leading, but into the bottom turn, a change of order, everybody bunching up, and Mark Seabright going backwards in about 5th place at the moment. As we look to our left, it is so, having broken clear the pack, Steve Daw really pulling out a lead now, some 30-40 metres off the pursuing bunch, led by Wayne Broadhurst and Tony Atkin, then Graham Thomas. Steve Daw really showing the form which we've come to expect with this season. Really flying off that bottom turn. As they go into the last lap, it is Daw. Oh, Atkin in second place now. Broadhurst goes back to third, then well, we look to our left, and what do we see? We see Steve Daw coming off the bend. Steve Daw then wins by some 40-50 metres from Tony Atkin in second. Wayne Broadhurst third, Mark Seabright fourth, and Graham Thomas in fifth place. Sixth place there, Dave Norris. And in seventh place, it is going to be Steve Horse, number 101, followed by 187, Chris Thomas. Well, the official result then of race 6 to win for number 710, Steve Daw. In second place, number 10, Tony Atkin. In third place, number 158, Wayne Broadhurst. Fourth, number 167, Mark Seabright. In fifth place, number 314, Graham Thomas. Sixth, number 177, Dave Norris. In seventh place, number 101, Steve Hall. In eighth place, number 187, Chris Thomas. And in ninth place, number 991, Dave Borden. Those numbers again: 710, number 10, 158, 167, 314, 177, 161, 187, and 991. The time 1:37.03, 1 minute 37.03. We move on to race 7. 2 non-starters, 777, and number 12, 2 additions, number 2, Nigel Newman, and number 91, Jason Handley. And as they go past us for the first time, in second place, he leads the bunch, but out in front on his own as they go down the back straight is John Underwood, and John Underwood, I thought for a moment, was in trouble. Bit of hard riding on that bottom turn, there really is, and John Underwood goes very, very wide, loses a lot of ground, and John Underwood goes out through on the inside. Absolutely side by side down the back straight, but Darren Pugh loses a lot of ground. Neil Taylor it is then, again some hard riding going into that bottom turn. John Underwood out of it, I'm not sure why, but as we look to our left, it is Neil Taylor with Dave Perry in hot pursuit and a tremendous Taylor losing second place. Into the bottom turn, and Dave Perry I'm sure will try and dive through on the inside again. Taylor it is then who leads as they go into the last lap. Dave Perry in hot pursuit in second place. In third place, Jason Handley, and behind Jason Handley in Neil Taylor leading. It was when he went past us, but Dave Perry takes it up down the back straight. So Dave Perry, Neil Taylor, Jason Handley, Mark Taylor. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4 as they go into the last turn, and Dave Perry comes off the bend to win it. Neil Taylor in second place, Jason Handley in third, Mark Taylor in fourth. In fifth place was Tony Stark, and behind Tony Stark was Darren Pugh, the initial leader, and behind Darren Pugh was Nigel Newman, and behind Nigel Newman, Dave Mander, and behind Dave Mander was Clint Stanton. And for number 419, Dave Perry. In second place was 173, Neil Taylor. In third place, number 91, Jason Handley. In fourth place, number 170, Mark Taylor. In fifth place, number 182, Tony Stark. In sixth place, 711, Darren Pugh. In seventh place, number 2, Nigel Newman. In eighth place, 250, Dave Mander. In ninth place, 811, Clint Stanton. In 10th place, number 59, Martin Stott. And in 11th place, number 174, Ian Guttridge. Those numbers again: 419, 173, 91, 170, 182, 711, number 2, 250, 811, 59, 174. The time 143.51, 143.51. Right, we move on to race 8, the big chairs. The bad news in race 8, of course, we're without Len and Ray Foreman, so we're left with Craig Cheetham, Andy Norris, Paul Bickley, Pete Pithy and Phil Prescott. Who's going to win this? On paper, well, Craig Cheetham, I would think, the likely front runner. Needed is number 1, Ray Cheetham and Clive Reynolds, who leads as they go into the bottom turn. In second place there, Pete Pithy and Carl Pugh, number 61. Behind them in third place, Andy Norris with Eddie Alvis in the chair. And fourth, as they went past us, Phil Prescott and Dave Carter. The order very much the same, the Craig Cheetham. Well, Phil Prescott didn't have the best of starts, but now he's got it going. He's really winding it up and gets it a little bit sideways on the bottom turn, but no harm done. He's getting strung out. Kevin Leide in this one they had a spell in practice. So, a win there for Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds. In second place, number 61, Pete Pithy and Carl Pugh. In third place, Andy Norris and Eddie Alvis. And in fourth place, Phil Prescott and Dave Carter. So, those numbers officially a win for number 1, Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds. Second, number 61, Pete Pithy and Carl Pugh. In third place, number 46, Andy Norris and Eddie Alvis. And in fourth place, number 116, Phil Prescott and Dave Carter. The time, 139.25. I think that's a 9. Just get confirmation. It's a 5. 135.25. Sorry about that. 135.25. The numbers again for race 8. Number 1, 61, 46 and 116. We move on to race 9. We're without John Halsey, but we do have number 26, Reg Blackburn and Colin Blackburn. What a super season they're having. Number 53, the Wright Brothers with Gary driving today and Steve in the chair. Number 98, Joe Mogg and Joe Smith. Joe going really quick in practice. Number 15, Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. And 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. So what a lineup for race 9. Who's going to win it? Any one of those 5 could. They really could. 5 very quick outfits. Race 9. So, Ivor Matthews, Gary Jackson, Steve Wright, or I should say Gary Wright, Joe Mogg, Reg Blackburn. That's the lineup for race 9. Ivor Matthews, of course, who won the Masters last year and came very, very close, but for atrocious luck, would have won it this year. Gary Jackson, who, of course, led the Masters going into the final this year, eventually finishing in third place. So, away they go. Reg Blackburn it is, who makes the gate, but as they go in the first turn, it's all change and all 5 outfits together. Ivor Matthews near the back, so otherwise it's Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams leading, Blackburn in second, Matthews in third. The Wrights come through in the fourth and Mogg in 5th place, but there's absolutely nothing in it. But having said that, off the bend, Gary Jackson gets the drive, and Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams really pull out about a 30-metre lead. Ivor Matthews trying to get back on turns, but it's big. Joe Mogg in 5th. But Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams absolutely flying round that bottom turn. Quite incredible stuff, really. Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams then lead. Reg Blackburn in second place, and Reg Blackburn riding a super race in third place there. It's still Ivor Matthews, Wright Brothers. But if they go into the last lap, mechanical problems, it's going to be a win for Kevin. And Gary Jackson then leads up the back straight by about 30 metres from Reg Blackburn, and Reg Blackburn coming under pressure from Ivor Matthews and Pete Jones. That's Reg still hanging on to that second place. Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams winning. Reg Blackburn second, Ivor Matthews third, the Wright Brothers and Joe Mogg and Joe Smith in fifth. Colin Blackburn. In third place, number 15, Ivor Matthews and Pete Jones. In fourth place, number 53, Gary and Steve Wright. And in fifth place, number 98, Joe Mogg and Joe Smith. 23, 26, 15, 53, 98. The time 1:31.4, 1 minute 31.4. We're without rustling, but we do have number 2, the one and only Steve Smith, with Keith Wall in the chair. We've got the Winterburn brothers, Rod and Chris, who were going very quick in practice, very quick indeed, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're up there mixing it with the best today. Number 12, Albert Lewis and Tony Miles. Number 8, Mark Edwards and Nick Walters. Number 39, the addition to your programme, Shane Baker and Clinton Martin. And number 20, John Barnett and Dave Titley. So it's a case of the old uns against the new uns, against the young uns. The old uns, dare I say, John Barnett now getting on for 50, of course. Albert Lewis and Steve Smith also could be classed, I suppose, as veterans. And the young chargers, led by number 8, Mark Edwards and Nick Walters. Mark going very quickly in practice. In my opinion, one of the best sidecar races of all time. Certainly one of the best I've ever commentated on. Steve Smith against Shane Baker. Who can remember that final in 1990, 4 years ago? So, Smith, Winterburn, Lewis, Edwards, Barnett and Baker. Who's going to win it? What are you doing? Completely sideways coming out the bottom turn. I was going to say a brave bit of driving by Mark Edwards there to take the lead on the bottom turn, and then he gets it all sideways. So Smithy leads as they go into the bottom turn. Shane Baker there in second place. In third place, it's the Winterburn brothers, John Barnett just at the back at the moment. They're getting strung out a little bit up the back. I say John Barnett at the back. My apologies to John. He's in fifth place. Sixth place. Smithy then leads as they go into the last lap, pursued by Shane Baker. The Winterburn's in third place. Mark Edwards in fourth. In fifth place, John Barnett, and in sixth place, Albert Lewis. Checkered flag at the ready. We look front right, there'll be a win. Steve Smith and Keith Ball. In second place, number 39, Shane Baker and Clinton Martin. Third place to the Winterburn brothers. Fourth place to number 8, Mark Edwards and Nick Walters. Fifth place is going to go to the Telford man, number 20, John Barnett and Dave Titley. And in fifth place, Albert Lewis and Tony Miles, number 12. 2, Steve Smith and Keith Wall. In second place, number 39, Shane Baker and Clinton Martin. In third place, number 148, Rod and Chris Winterburn. In fourth place, number 8, Mark Edwards and Nick Walters. In fifth place, number 20, John Barnett and Dave Titley. And in 6th place, number 12, Albert Lewis and Tony Miles. The numbers again: 2, 39, 148, 8, 20, 12, and the time 1:31.74. Problems in practice, and number 14 also a non-starter. In this, who's it going to be? I'll guarantee the winner has got a number 4 in his number. There. Right, that's what you call edging your bets. You either have a 4 and a 9, 2 4s and a 3, or a 4 and a 1 and a 3. Whoops! Who's gone down? What's he doing? Jason, what are you doing? Jason Stott goes down on the bottom turn, so that's one of the riders with a 4 in their number disappears. So, we're left with 2 other riders with a 4 in their number. Well, that score is always complained about the 250s, because 4s are hard to ride. You've got 3 4 4, 3 1 4. You've got Stuart Laird in the race as well with 4 4 4. It makes it even worse. So, Wadsworth and Thomas, how often have we seen them 1-2 over the last few years? Mark Wadsworth, 11 times British 250 champion, leads. Graham Thomas, double British champion, he's 93 and 92 in 2nd place. So the 2 Shropshire riders, 1-2 down the back straight. Jason back in the hunt, but he's back in about 7th spot as they go down the back straight. Into the last lap, Mark Wadsworth leads, Graham Thomas 2nd, and through to 3rd place comes 116 Leagate, behind Leagate, 323 Colin Howe, and behind Colin Howe. Last bend, checkered flag at the ready, and it's going to be a win for number 344 Mark Wadsworth, followed by 314 Graham Thomas, and in 3rd place 116 Leagate. Behind Leagate, 323 Colin Howe, and behind Colin Howe, despite having hit the deck, number 94 Jason Stott. In place number 314 Graham Thomas. In 3rd place number 116 Leagate. In 4th place number 323 Colin Howe. In 5th place number 94 Jason Stott. In 6th place number 768 Alan Titley. In 7th place number 621 Mark Clayton. And in 8th place number 23 Richard Lively. And in 9th place number 169 Tony Rance. Those numbers again: 344, 314, 116, 323, 94, 768, 621, 23, 169. The time 145.4. 145.4. Well, race 12 down at View for the second time this afternoon. Getting hard pressed on the outside by number 444 Stuart Laird, and they go down the back straight. They're all bunched up, but here comes Wilkesy. Carl Wilkes trying to come through on the inside, but Stuart Laird going wide. Wilkes on the inside, and there's absolutely nothing in it. Up there with him as well is Neil Taylor. Neil Taylor in 3rd place. Neil Taylor trying to go on the outside of Carl, but Carl's having none of it. But it's Stuart Laird, the Cheshire Centre man, leading from the Telford man in 2nd, and then Neil Taylor challenging both of them. But as they come off the bench, Stuart Laird it is, or is it? No, Carl takes it up. So Wilkes it is who leads from Stuart Laird in 2nd place, Neil Taylor in 3rd place. In 4th place still was Darren Pugh. Just looking across at Neil Taylor, really trying to get on terms with the 2 leaders, and virtually side by side with Carl Wilkes as they go into the last lap. Still anybody's race, still there in 4th place, Darren Pugh, 7-11. Well, they go down the back straight for the last time. Stuart Laird really off the pace just a little bit, and it's going to be between the leading 2. Taylor on the outside, Carl Wilkes on the inside, absolutely side by side, and Stuart Laird goes down. Carl Wilkes wins it. In 2nd place, number 173 Neil Taylor, and Stuart Laird will be saying, oh dear, what a silly boy I am. Well, Stuart Laird really certain of 3rd place there, and puts it down on the very last turn. A win 4, number 248, Carl Wilkes. In second place, number 173, Neil Taylor. In third place, 711, Darren Pugh. In fourth place, number 154, John Edwards. In fifth place, number 242, Carl Pugh. In sixth place, number 196, Matthew Classen. Seventh place, 281, Sam Morby. In eighth place, number 444, Stuart Laird. In ninth place, number 65, Ian Parsons. And in 10th place, number 90, Steve Norman. The time, 146.02. Those numbers again, 248, 173, 711, 154, 242, 196, 281, 444, 65, 375. First heat of the P75. If you came up to Minsterley 3 weeks ago, you'll know there was some super P75 racing. And the man who's leading this was the man who won the Unlimited on that day, from Harley, John Priest. In second place, the man who won the 500 that day, Cyril Jones. And in third place, another Shropshire rider, number 511, Andy Challoner. First ever British Masters back in 1982. How about that? It's true. A lad with a lot of talent, but he's had other interests in life and not ridden as many Grasstrack meetings as perhaps some of them have. Oh dear, Cyril. Oh, Cyril Jones goes out on lap 2 and looks down as if he's lost a chain or something. And that puts Cyril out of the running for the 375 overall position today. So John Priest really leads by the virtually half a lap from Andy Challoner now in second. Dave Norris in third. In fourth place, John Wheatley, number 291. And behind John Wheatley, we look to our left. John Priest, who's been around a bit in his time, did Speedway before he came on the grass, notably with Scott Thorpe. Wins with ease from in second place, number 511, Andy Challoner. Dave Norris, number 177 in third. John Wheatley in fourth. Tom Leadbitter fifth. Clive Malloy in sixth. And Derek Taylor in seventh. And behind Derek Taylor, number 32, Pete Newman. 5, John Priest. In second place, 511, Andy Challoner. Third, number 177, Dave Norris. Fourth, number 291, John Wheatley. In fifth place, number 12, Tom Leadbitter. In sixth place, number 87, Clive Malloy. In seventh place, number 31, Derek Taylor. In eighth place, number 32, Pete Newman. And in ninth place, number 180, Ron Hayward. Those numbers again, 5, 511, 177, 291, 12, 87, 31, 32 and 180. The time 1:42.47, 1 minute 42.47. Taken by 419 Dave Perry. So we got Steve Bishop, Trevor Eden, Andy Parker, John Sims, Sean Bickley, Mike Webster, Andy Rimmer, Mark Taylor, Gary O'Hare, and an end over end on the start line. As they go into first turn, we got Andy Parker. Second place, well, I was going to say in second place, Gary O'Hare. The man who went over on the start line was none other, of course, than Steve Bishop. So Steve, one of the likely front runners today, already out of it. Up into second place now comes Trevor Eden. So, Parker Lee in second place. In third place behind them, Mark Taylor, number 170. Still anybody's race. Trevor Eden pressurising Andy Parker as they go into the bottom turn. Parker then leads. Steve Bishop gets mobile, but he's way down the field. Trevor Eden trying to come through on the inside of Andy Parker. Trevor Eden is leading as they go down the back straight for the third time. Trevor Eden from in second place, Andy Parker. Then the bunch. Led by John Sims. Behind John Sims, Mark Taylor. Behind Mark Taylor, Dave Perry. Well, it's all over again. Trevor Eden leading, but coming up pressure again from the initial leader, Andy Parker, with a lap to go. Steve Bishop been lapped, of course. Trevor Eden, Andy Parker, John Sims, and in fourth place, Mark Taylor. Of race 14 was a win for number 19, Trevor Eden. In second place, number 230, Andy Parker. In third place, 68, John Sims. In fourth place, number 170, Mark Taylor. Fifth, number 419, Dave Perry. Sixth, number 86, Andy Rimmer. Seventh, number 477, Rob Worthing. In eighth place, number 56, Gary O'Hare. In ninth place, number 16, Dave Rimmer. In 10th place, number 45, Sean Bickley. In 11th place, number 761, Mike Webster. And in 12th place, number 34, Steve Bishop. Those numbers again for race 14 were 19, 230, 68, 170, 419, 86, 477, 56, 16, 45, 761, 34. The time for that one was 140.24, 140.24. Right, we'll give you the official result of race 14 in a minute, but we're on the way with race 15. Non-starter number 5, John Priest. Ian Parsons. So we've got Stuart Woodall, Geraint Ford, Mark Seabright, Ian Parsons, John Underwood, Scott Wilson, John Jeffries, Frankie Colleen, Colin Earl, Mike Dowling and Richard Empson. And as we look to our left, it is John Jeffries leading with Seabright in second, Colin Earl in third, Mike Dowling leading the pack. As they go down the back straight, Jeffries it is, by some 30 metres from Mark Seabright. So the tall southerner there in second place, but young Jeffries leading. Whoops, oh dear me, Colin Earl and Mark Seabright really are coming down on the turn and they won't get away with it. Looks as though for a moment Colin was going to take them both out, but just one of those things. Now it's Mark Seabright will try and probably come back on the inside. Colin Earl going a little bit wide on the bottom turn. Mark Seabright trying to come through on the inside, but Colin Earl hangs on to second place. Mark Seabright third. Richard Empson up there in fourth place. The leader, John Jeffries, powering down that back straight into the bottom turn with about a 40-metre lead over Earl and Seabright. Again, Colin goes wide. Mark tries to come through on the inside. A race for the line. Colin Earl gets there, but John Jeffries wins it. Colin Earl second. Mark Seabright third. Good scrap for fourth. Coming through into fourth place, number 77, John Underwood. And behind John Underwood was Richard Empson. In the official result, a win for number 14, John Jeffries. In second place, number 172, Colin Earl. In third place, number 16, right, 15, we'll start again. 14 won it, that's John Jeffries. In second place was 171, Colin Earl. In third place was 167, Mark Seabright. Fourth was number 77, John Underwood. Fifth was number 140, Richard Empson. Sixth, number 89, Stuart Woodall. Seventh was number 70, Geraint Ford. In eighth place, number 282, Mike Dowling. And in ninth place, number 65, Ian Parsons. Those numbers again: 14, 172, 167, 77, 140, 89, 70, 282 and 65. The time 1 minute 36.2, 1 minute 36.2. Others, but I can echo and say a win here for Paul Fry. How about that for confidence? Well, Dean Garden makes the gate, super gate. There, but the man who leads them is Paul Fry, and into the bottom turn Fry leads the bunch, but Tony Atkin coming around the outside like a train. Atkin, Garton, and Daw battling away for second, but it's Paul Fry leading as they go past us for the second time, with Jason Handley in 5th place and Peter Lloyd in 6th place. Also there in 3rd, Gaunt in 4th, Handley in 5th. That's the leading bunch as they go in the bottom turn, and Paul gets it all over the show. Goes very, very wide on the bottom turn, and Tony Atkin gets within striking distance. He got still there in 3rd, then Handley, and then Peter Lloyd, but Paul Fry, having made that one mistake, really got his act together, and now leads Tony Atkin by some 10 metres as they come off the bottom turn. Paul going very, very wide, Tony Atkin likewise, but that's the 1-2 as they go into the last lap, with Dean Garton in 3rd, in 4th place is Handley, then Peter Lloyd, and behind him Simon Giddings. Right, we look to our left, last bend action, checkered flag out, the man who takes the checkered flag, 55, Paul Fry, followed by number 10, Tony Atkins, then Dean Garton, then Jason Handley, then Peter Lloyd, and then Simon Giddings. And behind Simon Giddings was Tony Stark, and behind Tony Stark was Robbie Fuller. No doubt about that. Number 55, Paul Fry. In 2nd place, number 10, Tony Atkin. In 3rd place, number 716, Dean Garton. In 4th place, number 91, Jason Handley. In 5th place, number 4, Peter Lloyd. In 6th place, number 179, Simon Giddings. In 7th place, number 182, Tony Stark. Followed by, in 9th place, number 6, Robbie Fuller. In 10th place, number 82. Sorry, in 10th place, number 8, Phil Ashcroft. Followed by number 2, Nigel Newman. And number 37, which was actually Alan Bagshaw, but he was riding with number 56. So those numbers again for race 16. A win for number 55, Paul Fry, followed by number 2 and 37. The time 134.43, 134.43. Back with the 500 shares. We don't have the Carters, number 67, but we do have. Lineup is number 22, Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins. Number 886, Pete Rowland. 78, Lionel Cox. 7, Kevin Leide. And 34, Jerry Squirrel. British champion back in 3rd place, Kevin Leide. Lionel Cox in 2nd place, but the man who's leading it, Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins. Gary Lloyd then leads as they come off the bottom turn. Gary Lloyd leads by about 5-10 metres from Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan there in 2nd place. Control on the leaders. In fact, Kevin Leide coming under pressure from Jerry Squirrel, and Jerry Squirrel goes through on the inside, relegating Kevin Leide back to 4th place. Well, Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan make the move on the inside, and they take it up with Gary Lloyd relegated back to 2nd. Kevin Leide coming through on the inside, and Gary Lloyd goes out on the top turn. So Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins out of it. As we look to our left, it's Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan leading by some 30 metres as they go into the last lap, with in 2nd place Jerry Squirrel and Derek Page. In 3rd place Kevin Leide and Dick Oldroyd. In 4th place, still smoking it, it's been all day, Pete Rowlands and Phil Rowlands. And at the back, having got going again, number 22, Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins, the initial leaders. So we look to our left. It's going to be close for 2nd, but no doubt about the winner, Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. 2nd place, by a whisker, goes to Jerry Squirrel and Derek Page, with 3rd place going to Kevin Leide and Dick Oldroyd. 4th place is going to go to just Pete Rowlands and Phil Rowlands, and 5th place to Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins. Confirmation in just a moment. For number 78, Lionel Cox and Grace Hagan. In second place, number 34, Jerry Squirrel and Derek Page. In third place, number 7, Kevin Leide and Dick Oldroyd. In fourth place, number 886, Pete Rowlands and Phil Rowlands. In fifth place, number 22, Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins. Those numbers again, 78, 34, 7, 886 and 22. The time, 1:50.93, 1 minute 50.93. So away we go with race 18. First to break, Richard Piggott, but on the outside, Brian Palmer trying to get on terms, but as they go into first turn, it's Piggott leading with Palmer on the outside, Piggott on the inside, Palmer on the outside, and Raz it is who comes off best. So Brian Palmer and Lester Goodwin lead as they go down the back straight for the first time. Within second place, Richard Piggott and Simon King. In third place there, it's Jim Rowlands and Mark Griffiths, and behind them, in fourth place, number 49, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. And at the back at the moment, number 418, Ken Salisbury and Gary Hughes. So the order's still the same with the 1993 champion leading, Brian Palmer. Today with Lester Goodwin in the chair. When he won the championship by Scott Dunn. So the SGM Magnum leads by some 20-30 metres from in second place Sid Piggott. As they go into the last lap, the order remains the same with Palmer leading from Piggott in second, Jim Rowlands in third. In fourth place, Brian Canning, and in fifth place, Salisbury. Well, unless something mechanical happens, it's going to be a win for number 71, Brian Palmer and Lester Goodwin, with Richard Piggott and Simon King in second, Jim Rowlands and Mark Griffith third, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis fourth, and Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes in fifth place. The official result of that, as we've already said, first number 71, Brian Palmer, second number 92, Richard Piggott, third number 887, Jim Rowlands, fourth number 49, Brian Canning, and fifth number 418, Chris Salisbury. 71, 92, 887, 49 and 418. The time, 1 minute 46.55, 1 minute 46.55, which was about 4 seconds quicker than Lionel Cox's winning ride in race 70. Right, we're back with the 350s, but all the 500 solos have had 2 rides now. And remember, the points today are merely the way of qualifying for the final. But after 2 rides in the 500 solo class, Paul Fry, number 55, has 28 points. Number 10, Tony Atkin has 26. Number 14, John Jeffries has 26. Number 716, Dean Garton has 24. Number 19, Trevor Eden, 20. So Paul Fry, the only unbeaten rider in the 500 class so far this afternoon. But Tony Atkin and John Jeffries there within 2 points. Right, we're back with the 350s, race 19. The only non-starter in this one, Tom Ledbetter, number 12, his place taken by number 2, Nigel Newman. So we've got Dave Borden, Steve Hall, Dave Norris, Lynn Stanton, Martin Stott, Graham Thomas, Steve Daw, Steve Tideswell, Tony Stark, Darren Pugh, Mark Taylor and Nigel Newman. Very quickly on the 350 Challenger sponsored machine, Darren Pugh also lightning starts today, but Steve Daw, I think, is the man who's going to be the one. They've all got to be there as they go into the first turn. Man who leads by the proverbial 5 as they come off the turn. 7-10, Steve Daw. Whoops, and oh dear me, he's gone straight off the side, and that is unbelievable. That is absolutely unbelievable. Now if Bob's got that on video, I'm sure he's going to sell 1,000 copies just for that. That's absolutely absolutely unbelievable. He actually went off the side, dragged alongside and got back on without falling off. I can't believe that. Oh, I think Barry Sheen it was once that did that at Knickerbrook at Old Park. It's either Barry Sheen or somebody's going to correct me on this. Might be one of the Americans. But Steve Daw actually got off the side and got back on. I'm totally lost as to what's happening in the racing now, because I was watching that and I just couldn't believe it. Right, the leader as they go into the last lap. Number 170, Mark Taylor. In second place, Tony Stark, number 182. And behind him, in third place, Darren Pugh. And behind Darren Pugh, Nigel Newman. So, into the last turn. And it's Mark Taylor, but we've got a red flag. And why, I'm not quite sure. We've got a red flag. Graham Thomas it is who came off on the bottom turn. And the red flag goes out. And we'll get confirmation from the clerk of the course as to whether that result stands or not. So the result after 3 laps stands. So the official result of race 19 is a win for number 170 Mark Taylor. In second place, number 182 Tony Stark. In third place, 711 Darren Pugh. In fourth place, number 2 Nigel Newman. In fifth place, number 177 Dave Norris. In sixth place, number 59 Martin Stott. In seventh place, number 101 Steve Hall. In eighth place, number 710 Steve Daw. And in ninth place, number 991 Dave Bolden. No time for that because it was only 3 laps. We get underway with race 20, and the non-starters in race 20 are Alan Bagshaw and Stuart Dent. They went past up for the first time in Steve Holding leading. Back down the back straight, the familiar figure of Mark Seabright is up there with Wayne Broadhurst in second place, and from a distance sometimes it's easy to get Mark and Wayne mixed up because they both got pink on the leathers, but it's Seabright leading, Broadhurst second, Atkin third. In fourth place it's Neil Taylor, David Perry joining the fray as well, but Seabright leads by about 20 metres up the back straight, or I should say down the back straight. Tony Atkin on the outside of Wayne Broadhurst, battling for second place. David Perry getting on in contention, but it's Seabright who leads. Atkin now second, Broadhurst third. Perry in fourth, Taylor is fifth, Hanley is sixth. And Tony Atkin up, broken away from the chasing bunch now in hot pursuit of Mark Seabright, but it's Mark Seabright who leads with the checkered flag. Just over a lap away, Seabright leads, Atkin second, and David Perry up into third. Tony Atkin loses a lot of ground coming out the top end. David Perry comes alongside Tony Atkin, but Mark Seabright's got this one sewn up. Off the bottom turn, Seabright comes in to take the checkered flag. Second place goes to Tony Atkin. Third place to David Perry. Fourth place to Wayne Broadhurst. Fifth place to Neil Taylor. Sixth is Jason Handley, and behind Jason Handley was John Underwood, and behind John Underwood the initial leader, Steve Holding. In for number 167, Mark Seabright. In second place, number 10, Tony Atkin. Third place to 419, Dave Perry. Fourth place, 158, Wayne Broadhurst. Fifth place, number 173, Neil Taylor. In sixth place, number 91, Jason Handley. Seventh, number 77, John Underwood. Eighth, number 53, Steve Holding. Ninth, number 250, Dave Mander. And 10th, number 187, Chris Thomas. Those numbers again are 167, number 10, 419, 158, 173, 91, 77, 53, 250, and 187. The time, 139.73. Well, just looking across to the Clee Hills, at least the weather forecast was somewhere near right. It has cleared up just a little bit, still a bit cold, but as we look to our left, if you're not familiar with South Shropshire, the hill nearest to us is the Brown Clee, and the one in the distance is the Tidderston Clee. And the Brown Clee, the highest hill in Shropshire. A lot of people think it's the Wrekin, but it's not. It's the Brown Clee. Data I'm guessing, at that one. So, we know we've got the Winterburn Brothers, number 148, Rod and Chris. We've got Phil Prescott, number 116, passengered by Dave Carter. Steve Smith and Keith Wall, and number 20, John Barnett and Dave Titley. Well, with all respect to the others, this should be a Steve Smith Keith Wall. The good news from a racing point of view is that the Winterburns are out in front, so that's going to make a good race of it, with Steve having it all to do to pass the Winterburn boys. Rod and Chris, of course, both former solo riders. Flying out, and perfect for racing. Certainly see where you're going, and it's not too slick. Right, Steve Smith tries to go around the outside of the Winterburn Brothers, which he does. Or does he? No, he doesn't. The Winterburns come back on the inside. Right, the outside, the Winterburns on the inside. Rod and Chris not giving up. But on the bottom turn, Steve Smith and Keith Wall just get the drive. And just as they get the drive, Keith's hand goes up, and I was going to say they're out of it, but they're back in the race. But it's Winterburns leading. Jacket lines at the ready. Well, Keith with his hand in the air. Second, a little bit of smoke from the back of the outfit. Phil Prescott and Dave Carter finished third, and in fourth place it's going to be John Barnett and Dave Titley. Anyone a win for number 148, Rod and Chris Winterburn. Second, number 2, Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Third, number 116, Phil Prescott and Dave Carter. And fourth, number 20, John Barnett and Dave Titley. 148, 2, 116, 20. The time 132.14. 132.14. Well, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams really had a very, very impressive first ride, and I'd be very surprised if they don't do the same in this one. Race 22. They get underway, and Gary back in fourth place as they go into first turn. But as they all bunch up, it's Craig Cheatham out in front, but and oh dear me. Well, everything happened there, and Joe Mogg, I think it was just in front when he lost his chain, and they all piled into each other, and very, very lucky to get away with that. They really were. I think there was a bit of skill and a bit of luck in that. So, as we look to our right, it's Craig Cheatham leading, Gary Jackson there in second place. In third place, number 61, Pete Pithy, and in fourth place, the man who came off worst in that first bend incident, Reg Blackburn and Colin Blackburn. So, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams go to the front on the top bend. Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams lead. Craig Cheatham and Clive Reynolds then in second place. Craig not given up yet. In third place, 61, Pete Pithy and Carl Pugh. And Reg and Colin Blackburn just trailing in fourth place. Checkered flag at the ready. Reg Blackburn just tootling round as Gary Jackson takes the checkered flag with Craig Cheatham in second. In third place, Pete Pithy and Reg and Colin. I think they've got to go around once more. Which the 23, Gary Jackson, Kevin Williams. In second place, number 1, Craig Cheatham and Clive Reynolds. In third place, number 61, Pete Pithy and Carl Pugh. In fourth place, number 20, or I should say number 26, Reg Blackburn and Colin Blackburn. Those numbers 23, number 1, 61 and 26. The time 138.55. 138.55. race 23. Shane Baker, Clinton Martin lead. And problems on the first turn, and Ivor Matthews goes over. But the red flag we have, the race is stopped. They're all okay. Pete, I think, a bit shook up, but he's on his knees, and again it was one of those things, unfortunately. Andy Norris and Eddie Alvis either lost a chain or something, and they stopped, and there was nowhere for Ivor to go, and well, Pete looked a bit shook up, but he's on his feet. They beat him tough in Wellspool, and there'll be a rerun. We'll wait for the clerk of the course's decision as to who goes in and who doesn't. But the good news, everybody on their feet. Again, just one of those things.
It ain't too bad, not just walk, you get a better view of it, you can see link up to the plane, or to see the fireworks. I did the full lap.
So, 4 outfits, or 3 outfits get away, and already Mark Edwards and Nick Walters in trouble. 2 outfits, but this is going to be a real ding-dong, because we got the Wright boys against Shane Baker and Clinton Martin. So, Gary and Steve Wright lead up the back straight, from Shane Baker and Clinton Martin in second place. Wrights on the new Magnum Yamaha. Shane Baker and Clinton Martin also Yamaha powered. So, not a lot in it. Unfortunately, we've already lost Mark Edwards and Nick Walters there in the middle, and Albert Lewis and Tony Miles off the line. So they've obviously got some sort of mechanical problem. Well, Shane Baker trying all he knows to get on terms with the Wrights. Whoops, they're getting a bit close there. And, very, very close on the paddock turn. There may only be 2 in it, but this is good stuff. 2 good drivers here. Absolutely nothing in it. Shane Baker on the outside, the Wright Brothers on the inside. Race for the line. Baker gets there, the Wrights finish second. Steve Wright. 1 minute 33.5. 1 minute 33.5. 39 followed by 53. Charge, the first corner is on. Good start from Lee Gates, and an even better start from Jason Stott and Jason Lee. They go around the top end for the first time. The man in pursuit, would you believe, is Graham Thomas. So, into the bottom turn. Once again, we see Jason Stott and Graham Thomas, 1-2. Jason leads by about 20 metres from Graham Thomas in second place. In third place, number 116, Lee Gates. Fourth place, number 323, Colin Howe. Behind Colin Howe, number 154, John Underwood. Well, Jason really with a bit between his teeth in this one, pulling away from Graham Thomas as they go round the bottom turn. Jason with about a 50-metre lead, and Graham really making no impression at all on Jason Stott. In fact, Graham himself coming under pressure from Lee Gates there in third place. John Edwards still in the midfield in about 5th or 6th place. With a lap and a bit to go, the order still the same, with Jason Stott really dominating this one with 50-60 metre lead as they go into the last lap from the new second place man, Lee Gates, number 116. So Graham not giving giving up that second place easily. Tries to come back on the inside, but Leide still holds him off. Graham Thomas back in third as we look to our left. We see number 94, Jason Stott, coming in to take the checkered flag with Leide in second place, number 116. Graham Thomas, number 314 in third. And in fourth place, number 323, Colin Howe. John Edwards going to be fourth. And Carl Pugh going to finish fifth. Is he or not? No, he just gets fifth on the line. Carl Pugh finishes sixth. And despite no change. Race 24, the official result then, a win for number 94, Jason Stott. In second place, number 116, Lee Gaydon. In third place, number 314, Graham Thomas. In fourth place, number 232, Colin Howe. In fourth place, number 154, John Edwards. Followed by number 210, Ben Morby. 242, 169, 281. 232, 154, 210, 242, 169, 281, 90. The time 144.18, 144.18. We're on the way with race 25 and it's led by the one and only 344 Mark Wadsworth. In second place, Neil Taylor, number 168. Behind Neil Taylor. Taylor second, Wilkes third. And really, this season has seen the emergence of Mark and Neil Taylor as a force to be reckoned with in British grass tracks. They really have come to the fore, although, as I say that, number 173, Neil, the youngster two brothers, comes under a lot of pressure. Second place there. Mark Wadsworth, 11 times current reigning British 250 champion, of course, out in front. Into the last lap, Mark Wadsworth. In second place now, Carl Wilkes. In third place, Neil Taylor. In fourth place, Steve Daw. In from Darren Pugh. From the Icon, Mark Leighton. Into the last turn for the last time, and Wadsworth leads. And going at touring speed for Mark. Close for second. Just getting second place there, Neil Taylor, with Carl Wilkes in third. Stuart Laird is fourth. Fifth place goes to Darren Pugh, and sixth place to Mark Clayton. A win for number 344, Mark Wadsworth. In second place, number 173, Neil Taylor. In third place, number 248, Carl Wilkes. Fourth, number 444, Stuart Laird. Fifth, 711, Darren Pugh. Sixth, number 621, Mark Clayton. And seventh, number 23, Richard Lively. The time for race 25, which I haven't got, but I will have in a minute. 142.59, 142.59. Right, we're back with the pre-75s. Good to see Cyril Jones out there, having gone out in his first time. Chain problems. So, Cyril Jones in second place as they go down the back straight for the first time. But the man who leads it, John Priest. So, John Priest out in front, Cyril Jones in second, Tom Ledbetter in third, Dave Norris in fourth, John Wheatley in fifth. And in fifth place, number 31, Derek Taylor. He won't be out for the remainder of the afternoon, he's got a problem. So as we look to our left, we see the familiar figure of John Priest, resplendent in his new leathers. And Cyril Jones in second place, Tom Ledbetter still in third, hotly pursued by Dave Norris in fourth, then John Wheatley, Clive Malloy up there, and also Taylor. John Priest really having it all his own way as they go into the last lap with about a 40-metre lead over Cyril Jones, who in turn has got about a 60-metre lead over Tom Ledbetter. Nice to see Tom back in action. His first ride after injury was the Minsterley Pre-75 3 weeks ago, and they had a very nasty couple early in the season when shoulder. And good to see Tom back. Right, John Priest wins. Cyril Jones has disappeared, or he hasn't. He's just come by in second place. Caught me in a blind spot. Tom Ledbetter third. Dave Norris fourth. Clive Malloy fifth. John Wheatley sixth. Eric Taylor seventh. Pete Newman eighth. And in ninth place, Ron Haywood. The second race from P75 Unlimited. First, number 5, John Priest. Second, number 79, Cyril Jones. Third, number 12, Tom Ledbetter. Fourth, number 177, Dave Norris. Fifth, number 87, Clive Malloy.